first and foremost, let's clap it up for Miss Maria Vasquez and Todd Hansen. Let's clap it up. They are amazing leaders, and I know it's hard work. You know, it puts a lot of effort. There's a lot of effort that goes into gathering people, and this is an amazing opportunity for all of us to take advantage of learning skills that build our minds, build our bodies up, and whenever you're able to connect with like-minded individuals, it brings levity to your life. And today, yes, we're going to talk about the subject matter, healthy mind, healthy body, wellness, and definitely share some concepts associated with getting outside of your comfort zone. Now, number one is you always have to possess the right thinking. One of my best friends, his name is Wesleyan Zolikoffer. Every time I connect with him, he says, I'll ask him, hey Wesleyan, how's your day going, man? He said, every day equals A. Every day equals A. And what he's saying is, expect for the best. Give yourself the best. Give other people the best. 16 years of being in this wellness profession, that's how I like to start my day. The day sometimes it brings ups, it brings downs, it brings a variety of different challenges. But if you can get out of bed every single morning with the right spirit, and the right spirit means having an attitude of gratitude. If you have an attitude of gratitude, that predicts your latitude in life. Because your body essentially it's a robot that's controlled by your thoughts, your behaviors, and your thinking. So 16 years, I think about being in this wellness profession. I've dedicated my energy and effort to. And it hasn't always been sunshine and rainbows. I started out at 24-hour fitness, one of the most significant blessings in my life. Initially, I was a personal trainer and worked my way up into becoming assistant fitness manager, and then ultimately I became the fitness manager over a team of 15 to 20 different trainers. And my goal was to be a leader to them, set an example. That's the goal as a leader. You set the example. No matter what is happening, good or bad, you have to still rise up and give your best effort, because people are watching you. Those you've been called to serve, they are watching you. And also my responsibility was to make sure the club was reaching its financial goals. So after about 8 years of being at 24-hour fitness, I learned a lot of some great opportunities, great individuals I was able to connect with who helped me find success in my career as a fitness professional. My wife and my pastor, they encouraged me to start my own business. And that was a big push out of my comfort zone. Being at 24, it was great. Your clients were already there. I didn't really necessarily put a significant amount of effort into bringing more people into the gym, because it was a new club and people were just coming into the doors by 10s and 20s at a time. But when you go out into entrepreneurship, it is a whole different world. For those of you who are in entrepreneurship know exactly what I'm talking about. Every day is it going to be perfect. But this has been the most significant blessing for me, because it taught me, being an entrepreneur has just taught me how to be tough and give my best no matter what's happening. So one of the biggest challenges I had, I remember in the beginning, was I had to pay rent at home, I had to pay rent at the gym, I have babies. My wife, we just had 2 babies. One, Violet was 2 at the time, and Santana was 1, I believe. And so you have the pressure of running a facility and taking care of your family. So what are you going to do about it? You still have to get up and give your best. And I remember going through that process and just wanting to quit, wanted to give up, and wanted to just give it all away, throw everything that I worked hard for away. And I went to my pastor and I articulated my feelings and my emotions to him, towards how I felt. He said, you know what, Tim? You have the energy, you have the work ethic, you have the integrity. Celebrate your freedom. Keep going, keep going. And that energy from him, from my wife, it gave me everything I needed to continue my path forward. And we started to gain some momentum with our business. Everything's great, getting more people into our program, serving the community, connected with opportunities to go down to NCYF, the Nebraska Correctional Youth Facility, and work with young men who are incarcerated. Probably one of the most significant blessings in my life. And watching them grow and succeed and develop their skills has been significant. Then after that, we were all impacted by this challenge. Here comes the pandemic. That's life. Everything's going perfectly fine, and then boom, you get smacked in the face. Didn't matter if you had a business or not. Everyone was impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. So we had to shut down. We had to shut our gym down. So what's the next move? I have people who needed their sessions serviced, and I have a wife and children I need to support. One or two options. I could hang my head, feel sorry for myself, or I can rise up, look at the deck of cards that I have been dealt, and reshuffle. So I decided to reshuffle my cards. My wife, she said, you know what, Tim, you got some equipment and you got some floor. How about you clean the garage out? Clean out your garage. Put your equipment in there, paint it a little bit, clean it up, and make that your office space. Okay, that might work, because initially when it happened, we were just outside in the parking lot working out. Maria was there. She was actually training online. Look at her. Let's clap it up again. Look at her awesome body, how hard she's been working. So I'm thankful for her supporting us through that time. And what we did was we found a way to make it work. That's leadership. Times might be tough, and they don't always last, but the tough people do. And I think about all those challenges and obstacles. Everybody goes through challenges and obstacles. I think about all those experiences in my life, how it shaped my character. And I actually appreciate every opportunity that I've been given to push outside of my comfort zone. It's 10 years we have served our community. One of the most significant blessings. We were awarded one of the most prestigious business awards from a company called Fiserv recently. There were probably thousands and thousands of applicants who applied for this Fiserv grant. And we were one of the many applicants who actually received it in recognition of our efforts to serve in our community. We've been able to help young people in the corrections facility. We've serviced well over 400,000 sessions. We're changing lives. Now, I think about, would we be able to accomplish these goals? Would we be able to help our community on such a high level if we didn't take advantage of these opportunities to push outside of our comfort zone and get better? And everyone in here is going through a different season in life. You got all your challenges, you have all your obstacles. Everyone also has a unique gift, a unique skill set that they have been given that should be utilized to make a difference in the world. Now, what I'd like everyone to do is refer to their packet, because I'd like to go over some concepts associated with getting outside of your comfort zone, okay? Now, there are a variety of different pathways that we can approach this conversation with. You get outside of your comfort zone as a husband. You get outside of your comfort zone as a wife, as a father, as a CEO of an organization. You get outside your comfort zone as an entrepreneur, like I did. However, I like to approach this concept of getting outside of your comfort zone from a health perspective. Do you know that 2 out of 3 Americans die from non-communicable diseases? That has a lot to do with sometimes a lack of knowledge. And there's also another perspective of just individuals have a hard time identifying with the skills they need to take action on to improve their nutrition, to improve their body, because that process is uncomfortable. What if your first experience with exercise, you go to the gym and you see a big buff Arnold Schwarzenegger looking like guy lifting a 300-pound barbell? Your first experience, that's the first thing you see, you're probably going to run away and step away because it looks scary. Or what if your first experience, you went into the gym and you tried to perform an exercise that you saw on YouTube or Instagram and you hurt your lower back? Most likely, you'll never go back to the gym because you associated with a negative experience. What if you look at your nutrition? You go through this process of adopting new nutritional practices, and you see all these different diet plans online. Paleo, keto, Atkins diet. You don't know exactly which one to choose, so you just don't do it at all. So now, every human behavior, every single human behavior is driven by pain and pleasure. You're either moving away from pain or you're moving towards pleasure, rather. So in that particular scenario, you're going to stay in a bubble that you feel most comfortable with. Now here's the challenge with staying inside that bubble. That bubble, you don't grow inside your comfort zone. You don't get better inside your comfort zone. And over a period of time, most likely you will ruin yourself if you stay inside that comfort zone. Because what happens if you stay in that little tight bubble? They call it the 4 horsemen. Cancer, neurodegenerative diseases, high blood pressure, coronary artery disease. From a health perspective, those are some of the implications we're dealing with as Americans by staying inside our bubble. So how do we move forward from that? We need to reverse our desires. And we look at some of it. We need to ask ourselves questions, and we need to create skills and practices that help us gradually move through the discomfort that's going to make us better. Because in all actuality, you can't run. No human being can run from discomfort. That's a natural reality of life. You could be uncomfortable pursuing something that will significantly bless you in life, or you can stay in your comfortable bubble. Short term, it's all good, but long term, it's going to create some challenges. So what I'd like for everyone to do is, let's refer to that packet. Let's refer to your packet.
Is it this one?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, let's refer to that. Okay, I want everybody to take some time and answer these questions to the best of your ability. Give it some deep thought. Think about your health. It could be your nutritional health, your physical health, your mental wellness, any aspect of wellness that you want to improve right now that you are avoiding because it's uncomfortable. I want you to answer these questions. The first one is what are some areas, what are the 4 areas or actions that you need to take advantage of improving? What would you like to improve? What are some aspects of your wellness that you would like to take action on, that you need to take action on? That's number 1. And the second question is, of those 4 actions, why haven't you taken action yet? And what are some of the pain points associated with taking action? What's painful about taking action on those 4 aspects of your wellness that you want to improve? And thirdly, what are some of the pleasures that you're experiencing inside of your bubble? Why are you staying inside that bubble? What are some of the pleasures? And then the next one, I believe the 4th one, is what is it going to cost you? If you stay in that comfort zone, what will it cost you? Short term or long term, what will it cost you? And then lastly, hey, what's good? What's good about getting outside of your comfort zone? Once you decide to step out of that thing, what is it going to do for your life? What type of blessings will open up in your life? So I'll give you guys maybe another 1.5 minutes or so to fill that out, and let's have some conversation. All right, I'll go from table to table. How's everyone over here doing? Everybody good?
Okay.
All right.
Take home assignment something.
Yeah. If you can, there's. I want everyone to listen up here. No pressure. This is your relationship with life. Your relationship with life. Listen here. Listen very closely. You either value your health now, or you will eventually need to value it later. Because every behavior, every action that we take is casting a vote for who we become tomorrow. Like our habits is essentially the way we are right now. It's a collection of habits that we've adopted. And no one is perfect. That's not the goal, to be perfect, but the goal is to be a little bit better each time. So let's fill it all the way out. Fill it all the way out. When you're done filling it out, you can raise your hand and say, aye. Yeah, fill it out. All right. Okay. How are we doing? How are we doing? Everybody's doing great? Raise your hand if you're already done filling it out. Okay. All right. Would anyone like to come up and share maybe some perspectives of their wellness? They're in the process of improving. What are some of their obstacles and some of the skills they're working on right now to overcome? Is anyone who would like to come up and share? Will? And look at you. Hey, I went to college with Will. He wasn't always big and strong like he is now. He's always been strong, but look at his muscles, man. That's impressive. I'm very proud of the man he has become. He's invited me to come speak to some of his students a few times, and I've always appreciated those opportunities. So, Will, I just want you to know, man, I see your hard work, man. I love what you're doing. Let's clap it up for Will. Okay, all right. Yeah. What's that? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's all good. That's all good. We need to celebrate each other and congratulate each other more. Does anybody want? It's okay. And they're like, oh yeah, yes sir. Let's clap it up for my brother over here. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up. Oh, you can stay over there.
I don't know if I need this thing or not, but I'm Matt. I work at the South Campus. I guess I'm just gonna share my biggest one. I've been struggling with my weight for like 15, 20 years, something like that. I got sick in 2002 with an illness that caused me to heavy doses of steroids. And so I gained a bunch of weight. So for me, I put on here as a thing of like 3 to 4 days a week working out, or at least physical activity. And I put the reasons that I don't do it is because physical pain in my body from football injuries and things like that. just trying to avoid that and get over it and moving on to that.
Yeah.
And then I guess another one is taking time for myself, because I'm very family oriented. I want to be around them a lot, but I need to take that time for myself mentally. So.
That's so awesome. It takes vulnerability to get up in front of a group of people and share information that is so personal to you. Is there anyone else who would like to come up? I see, man, I see you smiling up here, and looking happy and everything. Would you like to come up and share? I saw the smile on your face, so I'm assuming you like to come up and share.
No.
No?
Okay, so I'm Veronica. I'm a Success Navigator at South Campus. I think for me, just recently is following my meal plan, just because I've had a kind of difficult couple weeks, so I haven't been following as much as I'd like. So I just have to schedule time, I guess, during Sunday and do that. And then meditation, wanting to do a little bit more of that. Things that will cost me if I stay the same, probably just my health, being unhappy and feeling sluggish. And some of the pleasures I've had in the past with staying like this, I think, is too many cocktails. And I think, and the pleasure received by taking action is just probably have more energy.
Yes, that's so amazing. Oh, yes, come on, clap it up. A ripple effect, one person shares and two people share, now we have three. It's awesome.
I appreciate what you're doing too. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So,
Yes, sir.
I'm Corey. I'm a Success Navigator here at the Fort Omaha campus. And one of mine that I really wanted to do, and I think probably a lot of us would think this perhaps, is just eating more greens, that whole diet. For me, what stops me from doing that, it's you have to work harder. You got to learn new techniques, and I think probably it has a lot of relation to family habits as well. It goes beyond just the individual. It's how you're raised. It makes you kind of think about why wasn't this or this when it's more like what can you do now. What would staying in my comfort zone? It was this perceived independence, this individuality, but it can cost you that ability to grow and move forward. What kind of pleasure would I receive by taking action? Feeling uncomfortable, quite honestly, which I do think has a lot of strength built into it, and knowing maybe what to do with that as well. So that's fine.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing, brother. That was so good. Does one more person like to share? One more person? Yes, ma'am. Let's go. Clap it up.
Hi, I'm Angela Barona, and I'm in secondary partnerships at Fort, and then I'm housed at Millard South. I put on my sheet is creating more balance in my life. I say yes to everything. Like it's never, can you do that? Yeah, of course I'll be there. I'm kind of a make it work type of person, but to my exhaustion. So I'm always exhausted and tired and don't have much time for myself or to read books. So that's what I'm working on. The positive aspects is everybody around me gets what they want. The negative aspects is I'm just drained at the end of the day. And it's not sustainable, so that's what I'm working towards. I'm getting better, but not really. So.
One of my mentors, he always says, you have to heal before you hustle. We're all leaders in here, whether you're a mother, you're a father, CEO, teacher, organization. Before you can give your best to the world, give your best to others, you need to plug yourself into, just like your phone, how you plug your phone in the wall to recharge its battery. You have to find a source to recharge your energy, recharge your spirit, because it gets to be very difficult for you as a leader to give your best to the world. Now, how many of you are documentary watchers? Who loves Netflix in here? I'll raise my hand. I love watching Netflix documentaries. When you get an opportunity, look up, it's a new film on Netflix. It's called Live to 100, The Secret of the Blue Zone. Has anyone watched that in here yet? Yes, it is one of the most fascinating documentaries I have ever seen in my life. There's a gentleman who's a longevity expert. I can't remember his name exactly. However, he identified 5 different countries in the world where they have the largest population of centenarians. If you're not familiar with what a centenarian is, it's a person who lives to be 100. Now, the country that fascinated me the most was Okinawa, Japan. And it does not surprise me why the people there are so healthy. You know, 67% of their diet is it's roots, it's fruits, it's vegetables. Primarily, they eat a lot of purple sweet potatoes, which is high in antioxidants. It's one of the richest anti-inflammatory foods. So if you can go to Whole Foods, any supermarket, and you find it, put some in your cart. What was also fascinating, I found out Okinawa, in comparison to the United States, per 100,000 people, they have 81 centenarians, and America only has 20. That's a big difference. And when you watch it, you'll see for yourself. There's men and women 100 years old, reading books, going on walks, doing Tai Chi. Amazing. They have very, 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 very low instances of dementia. There are no nursing homes. And something else fascinating about Okinawa, Japan, it isn't even the fact that they're in shape physically and they have great balance and they have awesome nutrition. It's a concept they live by. It's called ikigai. I might be pronouncing that slightly incorrectly because I don't practice Japanese. However, the concept means sense of purpose. Like waking up every day knowing that you have something to do in the earth. Many people have a hard time figuring out what their purpose is. I want to tell you that everyone in here has purpose. Everybody has something important that they're supposed to do. And what I learned from a gentleman named Dr. Myron Golden, individuals who struggle with their purpose aren't doing three things. They're not creating in the world. They're having a hard time connecting with others and having some challenges with contributing. So if you could master those 3 areas, it will open up so many doors in your life just to live a more healthy lifestyle. Now, going back to the comfort zone concept, everyone here has different challenges and different obstacles with improving their wellness. My professional recommendation for all of you who are pursuing better in life is to master the fundamentals, focus on the basics, and keep the process simple. If you are feeling overwhelmed in those areas, you will probably not do anything. That's just how the human mind works. If you see all these different moving parts all over the place, most likely you won't adopt the necessary practices to improve your mind and to improve your body. But 3 things really all you need for thinking from a perspective of longevity, which isn't necessarily how long you live, your lifespan, but how well you live, your health span. That should be the focus. How well you live. You need 3 things. You need to build muscle. One of the greatest indicators of how long you live, it is your strength. It's how much lean muscle tissue you have. Number 2 is your cardiovascular health. We're not saying you need to get out there and run wind sprints or run 5 miles a day or do an ultra marathon, but you need to increase your VO2 max. You can do that simply by just going for walks, playing basketball, going swimming. And number 3, it is your nutritional intake. If you can focus on the fundamentals in those 3 areas, your health will increase significantly. So how do you do that? Go back to some of the skills that you want to work on. And it's the aggregation of marginal gains. Think about one skill that you can do right now that will make a significant difference. Have all of you in here read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear? If you haven't, it's one of the most fascinating books about habits. You don't need to change everything about your body right away. You don't need to change everything about your nutrition right away. But what can you do right now something small that will make a significant difference? Now, I want someone to come up here and maybe share with the group. Share with the group. What's one thing? And what's so great about sharing, it creates an atmosphere for everybody to learn and grow and do a little bit better. So if you could come up here and share with the group, what's one skill you can take action on right now? It could be as small as it needs to be, because all you need is 1% every day to get better. And it will make a big difference in your life. Who wants to come up here and share? Will, I'm going to call on you, man, because you're a teacher. What's something that you do something small you do every day? Or, let me tell you about Will. Back in college, he was not buff. I'm telling you, he always looked good, He's always, a sharp young man. He didn't always have those muscles. That was intention. For someone to have muscle mass or strong heart health, figure energy, that does not happen overnight. It just doesn't happen by itself. It's because that individual actually developed habits to create those results. So Will, you tell them, what are you doing right now? So tell us about when you were in college to now. What were some of the come on, Will. What were some of the habits you adopted?
No, so just in all honesty, when I was in college, I was a skinnier kid, I was just cool. I was cool with how I was. And then fast forward to 2008, me and a bunch of friends we booked the cruise. We booked the cruise back in 2008, me and Lamar. And I was like, oh man, I can't go on this boat. I can't go on this boat, look around the screen, all that type of stuff. And so, right. So 2008 hit, and then that's I'm doing 2 days in the gym, every day. I hit the gym at 10 in the morning, and then I get off work at Boys Town at 11 at night, and I go to the gym at 11 at night from till 1 in the morning. And it was really just, I had the mindset that just switched. Whatever it was that can motivate you, that was my motivation, and I just dug in. And so even now, I've recently, for the last couple of weeks, I've recently switched to pretty much, for the most part, an all fruit diet, all day, every day, which is super hard. Super hard. Yeah. I do eat proteins, but just a light amount. But even right now, I'm looking at the thing and talking about lunchtime. And, and I'm thinking about what I'm gonna eat. And I brought me about 10 cutie oranges or halo oranges. And that's all I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat that until later this evening. Then I'm gonna eat my one light protein meal, and that's gonna be it. And I've been doing that now for a couple weeks, and let me tell you, that's another thing where I'm really having to dig in, because last night, I just wanted to smash a bunch of just random stuff, just food and things like that. However, I had to make myself just go to bed.
That's good. I appreciate the honesty. Well, let's talk about. Let's talk about nutrition. Nutrition. We only still have some time. Nutrition is also a process you should gradually improve. You can't change everything overnight. Now, there are different nutritional ideologies and concepts that you can adopt. Figure out what works best for your lifestyle, what works best for your goals. What are you ready, willing, and able to do? What is sustainable for you? Everyone is different. This is my personal philosophy on nutrition. This is me. There might be some nutrition coaches or doctors in here. This is just my philosophy. I like to focus on principles, because if a principle works for me, that means it's going to work for you. It could be a paleo, keto, any kind of diet. As long as it falls within a specific framework of principles, it's going to work. It's going to work for you. However, in the beginning, master the fundamental concepts. Just on a basic level, think about balance. Think about what your body needs. You need fruit, vegetables, whole grains. We can argue meats, lean meats. If you like to eat meat, that's great. Some people might be vegetarian. That's okay. I'm not endorsing any type of nutritional concept. However, we can all agree that more whole foods are going to be better for our body. And if we, on a regular basis, we're sedentary and we eat foods that are processed, full of sugar. Remember the 4 horsemen? That's the result. If you're staying in that comfort zone of eating foods like that all the time, it's just the basic science of how the body works. Your insulin levels increase, and your body's just not full of energy. That should be the goal, is to increase your energy and increase your strength. And you must start with your nutrition. What's the low-hanging fruit? What can you do right now that helps you improve by 1%? Now, who else would like to come up before we start? We close. Who else would like to come up and share their success story? What they're doing right now to improve their wellness habits, and what are some of the challenges or areas of opportunity for improvement? Anyone else? Yeah. Okay.
As you know, at South, I just off to the challenges. We have a food culture, so staying on our diets, it's really hard. So the last 3 weeks I've been trying to fast and not eat at night, so a minimum of 12 hours without food, and pushing myself to 16 hours. And I found myself now I'm drinking more water, which I wanted to do, and then I do have more energy, I have better bowel movements. I feel better. I guess I shouldn't share that. But just that small thing of trying to.
We are sharing today.
It's working, and if you work with me every day, and around 10 o'clock, if I'm angry, frustrated, doing meetings, just give me grace. It probably means I'm closing in on that 16 hours. So just putting that out there. That's something that's going well for me.
That's good. Yeah. Okay. We have another. Yeah. Clap it up. That's awesome. Amazing.
I'm Robert Lynn. I'm an academic advisor here at the Fort campus. I just want to say, I don't know you. We didn't do an introduction of new folks and stuff, but the guy in the blue shirt, Matt, he talked about how he had experienced some difficulties, I guess, some health problems and trying to maintain. In the past year, I like to think I'm a runner. I've been running I started running in 1974, actually. As a problem with blood pressure. And I've run numerous marathons. We were lucky enough to be stationed in Germany when the wall went down. And I ran the first Berlin Marathon that went from East Berlin into West Berlin. And again, over the years I've ran numerous marathons. But I've always worked real closely with my doctors, and that's what I would in all of this, I would tell you, first, get a good relationship with your doctor.
Yeah.
And last year, I turned 70, and then I started having a problem with my right knee. And then I had a problem with my ankle. And now I'm having a problem with my back. I'm waiting for x-rays right now from a doctor's visit here this past week. But I've gained a few pounds in all of this in the past year. But I guess the main thing I would say is make sure you have a good relationship with your doctor and just, you know, just do it.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you all.
That's amazing. I love what Robert just said about maintaining great connection with your physician. I recommend everyone in here, if you haven't had the opportunity in a long time, go to your doctor. Life is literally in your blood. So what they will do, they'll run a series of tests to make sure you're healthy. Number one is drawing blood. And what they do, they put your blood into a centrifuge. They take it out, and what happens in that centrifuge, it separates the plasma from the red blood cells, etc. And if the plasma is very cloudy and full of other bacteria, the doctor knows, okay, there's some opportunity for us to either start moving more or to improve the nutritional habits. So make that your goal, and just right now, on a simple level, get up and start moving. Don't make it difficult. Watch that documentary. Think about what these individuals are doing to keep their bodies healthy. It's not that much. You go play pickleball, go out into your garden, pick some fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. Keep the process simple. But you need to do those three things. Remember, you need to build lean muscle. You need to improve your cardiovascular health and also your nutritional practices, and you gradually improve by 1%, one step at a time. I love you all. Thank you for the time. You are a blessing. Amazing.
Tim do a great job. But talk about getting out of your bubble. So I met with Tim here in August, right? Met downstairs.
Yes.
Tim was asking me all these questions, like, where am I going to be at? What's it look like? What's upstairs in the banquet room? Can I go up there and walk around, see, and get all the technology and photocopy? So Tim did a great job. I appreciate him coming here. So this is your first time in a large group for a college setting, or?
I've done it on several occasions.
Good.
This is my first here at MCC.
So what we all need to do here, you tell other departments or other divisions, and Tim can get some more business from MCC. Because it's very valuable what you said. Thank you. It's time for, and also we had junk food on the table for you. So I was kind of laughing about that. So hey, it's break time, and what time we need to get back here? Drew, what's the time? Okay, make sure you're not late. Okay, hey, Vince Lombardi time. You don't know what that means? Look it up. Okay, all right, thanks.
Yeah, look that up.